Hello people, what is up? Today I wanted to speak about trendy vs timeless. So let's talk about it. Hold on, let me close the windows because they're making noise. So in my opinion, the concepts of trendy versus timeless is something that is very clear and distinct. Trends are like some things that are very overworn by the masses. So what people are wearing, different people at the same timeline, at the same time, in a very overdone way. And then timeless, on the other hand, timeless is like classic. Timeless is timeless. It says it for itself. It's just like the basics and things that are like everyday human clothing. Examples of this are just like your regular basics and simplified clothing and necessities and also practicality. These are very distinct two things. When I actually like take a step back and look back onto the fashion scene in the past years, the recurring pattern and what I've noticed is that things that are like in your face and very bold and easily recognizable, it's just like trendy. So an example of this is like clothing with a certain particular type of pattern. Just like patterns in clothing, those things turn to be trendy. So patterns, for example, and certain graphics in clothing, like the cow print was very trendy in 2020 and then it died down. So I would say patterns are very trendy in clothing. On the other hand, timeless things are ones that don't have patterns, don't have graphics or writing on them. Things that are like plain and things that are very subtle and very just like basic. So basic is timeless, patterns, color, graphics, writings is trendy. I also feel like color can be trendy as well. Let's say for an example, as ballet flats are on style right now, I consider them to be a basic. So if you're opting for a more neutral color, ballet flats like black, maybe brown, just like neutral colors, that's more basic in my opinion than like a red or a silver. The ballet flats is a basic, but like it can be trendy if it's like color and bold and everybody's wearing it, then like a subtle color. Color also plays a role in whether an item is trendy or timeless. So it doesn't necessarily have to be an actual item. It can be color as well. Let's say there's a certain trend that's trending, maybe like a particular jacket. It can be timeless if it's like a color that is very not bold and not very overworn. But also if it's a color that everybody's wearing, then that item can be trendy. An example of this is the Adidas Sambas. I feel like the Adidas Sambas in the colorway black or white, those are like timeless in a way. But the silver one and the cheetah print with accessories, it's a very accessorized version of the Sambas instead of like the original Sambas. So it's a very distinct things, but you can see which one is going to be timeless and you can see which one is going to be trendy, you know what I mean? This example goes for different shoes and sneakers, like the Converse as well. I feel like if you go for like a classy look, it's timeless. It's a recurring pattern. Color plays a big role. It varies depending on color. Things can be worn by multiple people in one time and be on style, but also it doesn't necessarily mean those things are trendy. It just means they're in style. But when it's like one particular distinct thing that everybody's wearing, that's when it's trendy. Tights, for example, I don't want to say this because I love these tights. Tights as a concept is something that's been on style, like different colorways, like the neutral ones. And then there's ones that are like colorful, like the red one. So if multiple people wear that over time, it's going to be considered trendy rather than the basic ones. The black sheer tights are timeless. We've seen those in the 90s and the 80s, but the red ones we haven't really seen that much. Not just like the color red, because I'm very biased about red, I love red, but just like I'm just making an example of like the tights. Another example that comes in my mind is denim. I feel like denim can be timeless and denim can be trendy. We've seen a lot of like denim from Acne Studios, like the dirty denim and the ones that's like washed out and with different colorways, denim that has been repurposed and refurbished, you know. So I feel like denim in that particular way, or like one that is like trimmed up and has different cuts and very accessorized, that type of denim can be trendy because it's not like the classic look and original. So let's take Levi's for example. The 501s are like a classic, or your Wranglers, or just like regular cut denim. Fitting plays a big role as well. Like the wide leg denim can be trendy because it's based on timeline. Like the 70s, the wide leg was very trendy in the 70s. But like your classic straight cut denim is very timeless. So I would say fitting and cut also plays a huge role. Skinny jeans, because you can see skinny jeans are very much out of style and non-existent now. So, or pants in general. I do also feel like in tops as well, there's a variation between trendy and timeless in terms of like cutouts. I feel like tops which have a lot of cutouts, and if we're seeing that particular top many times, it's gonna be trendy instead of like a regular vest, or like a full top, a full t-shirt that is fitting, and whether it's long sleeve or short sleeve, just like a regular t-shirt. So if tops have a certain type of cutouts, was it 2022? I feel like we saw a lot of cutouts in tops. I feel like now that has died down a little, rather than clothing with full material with no cutouts and just an actual item. I don't know if I'm saying this correctly, if I'm explaining myself correctly, but you get what I mean. Like if I invest in like good tops, it will last me like a lifetime. It's timeless. But if you buy like something that you cannot wear with different items in your wardrobe and cannot be styled with different items, it has to be styled with a particular type of things, that is trendy in my opinion. So staple pieces, having staple pieces is very timeless. For example, like your cardigans. I know cardigans are on style right now, but I don't think they're trendy because they're very much basic. Yeah, they come out in every season. They're just like a staple timeless piece. They're not necessarily trendy because of the color. It's usually your grays, your neutrals, whites, blacks. Just like having staples in your wardrobe that you can style with different things is timeless. Even boots as well. These particular boots a lot from the girlies, which I love because I love when people are not scared to be like everybody else. So I love that the girlies are loving these particular boots, but I'm afraid they are going to be trendy, especially the ones with like the buckles on them. So those boots compared to like the Doc Martens, for example, very different. Doc Martens, I feel like they're not always in style, but you would never say they are a trendy piece because you're going to walk outside and you may see someone who's wearing Doc Martens. They are a timeless piece, and they are very timeless in my opinion. They're very different to your Timberlands, which I've been seeing right now. Those particular boots are going to be trendy because they have a certain thing on them that makes them very distinct and very recognizable. So if they were like a plain type of boots, I would say that would be different, but they have a very recognizable buckle on them, so they are unfortunately a trendy piece. But that doesn't mean they are wrong. It's okay to dab into trends sometimes. Another example is in jackets, like menswear jackets as well. I feel like baseball jackets and sporty jackets can be trendy. Yeah, I do feel like baseball and sporty football jackets can be trendy instead of like a regular Wrangler Carhartt jacket. Yeah, baseball jackets, if they're being worn by the masses in a particular timeline, then they are trendy because of the color they come in. They have a lot of graphics and they have a lot of writings on them. So I do feel like those are trendy as well, instead of like a Carhartt or just like a leather basic jacket with no writing, etc. Also, I think the block core is very much a trend. Football t-shirts, yeah, I love the girlies that wear them. I have nothing against them, but I do feel like they are a big trend, especially this year. They have been very, yeah, that was such a big 2023 trend. Looking back at, like, remember when these particular t-shirts were also trendy at a certain time. I think it was 2016 or something. It's taking me back to that timeline, and it's something that we're not going to be seeing upcoming years. So it's not something that is timeless or a staple. Yeah, at some point it was basketball t-shirts, basketball wear. At some point it was baseball. Yeah, it changes. In my opinion, I would say if you like a trend, hop on it. But for people who want to invest and create a good wardrobe and a fashion set, I wouldn't recommend trends. I would just recommend finding staple pieces, basics. So instead of like a pattern pants or like washed out denim with different prints on it, opt for something simpler. Opt for something that's more simple, and opt for something that is very much plain. And then maybe have a certain highlight of like red ballet flats and a red jacket, you know, or like a baseball jacket. Have like the trendy pieces if you like them, or the bold pieces, but also have a ratio. That's the conclusion. Have a ratio within your wardrobe of the trendy items and the staples, basic and timeless pieces as well. So let's keep this video very short and simple and cute. Summary is that trends are very bold, recognizable, out there in your face, and timeless is like subtle, lay low, lay down, basic, classic, vintage. Also timeless is vintage. So that's the conclusion. I feel like this video was very different. It doesn't necessarily speak on certain items. It's just like speaking from a broad sense of view. I just wanted to give you a certain view of how things can be trendy and timeless, so you can also just apply that to different items. Yeah, thank you for being here. As always, I love seeing you guys interact with my content. It makes me happy. Oh, here's my Instagram as well, and my TikTok. I also do create content there, so give me a look, you know, see if you like me. There's also Pinterest if you guys want to see my vision board and also the YouTube references. Anyways, thank you. See you in the next one.